Hey everyone, it's Coin here. Just making a quick video to give you guys an idea of the upcoming changes with the new Grand Arena coming in, so this fellow over here, and basically what mods and teams you should be looking at for your defense for it. So with this Grand Arena, it's going to be 5v5, but it's just 1v1 if you go in and have a look at it. So you've got your defense set there, so they haven't given you the number of teams you're allowed to set yet, but that will come soon. So you're going to be 1v1 in like a ladder match thing, but you can see the difference between the rewards being quite significant. So a lot of yous may have had trouble with mods or understanding mods in the past, and I know I had a bit of trouble when I first started the game too, but they're fairly easy to learn. So now with these mods, the actual challenges, like these ones here, you can pretty much take anything in. So if I go into the battle, it's any character is available to take in now. Like, because you used to have, your Ewoks or your resistance and such, but now you don't need that anymore. Everyone should have all of these things unlocked, and you should be farming mods. You should not only just be slicing mods, you should be farming and slicing up lower grade mods so that you can get to the not necessarily perfect, but like good enough mods for your top tier people that you're going to be running in the arena and such like that. So if you look at your basic setups that you're going to be running, you can use Discord to find out pretty much what mods you should be told. But if you go into a character, you can see, like for Nest, I wanted to be running potency and speed, so I've gone through and put a potency and speed set on her. So she's currently at 298 speed, so that's my best mod there, 26 speed. I'll get onto these things later. So you see the 5, the 1, the 1, and the 1. That's the amount of rolls, disregarding the tier 6 dot, obviously, that it's got on that particular item there. So if I just go into a character that probably doesn't have mods, I don't know who got down there, say Magma Trooper, and say we're looking at, I have been farming offense mods lately, so these are the ones that I'm kind of looking at for my Jedi. But for the sorting and the filtering, these are both very important and very easy for when it comes to finding what mods are what. You can sort it by mostly speed, in all honesty, is what the most of the time you're going to set it by. So if you go down and just tick speed, you click confirm, and then you choose the slot you want. So if you want a fast triangle, you click on the triangle and it's sorted it by speed. So Nihilus has the fastest one there with 20 speed. But as you go down the list, obviously it deteriorates into smaller speed stats there. But we'll get back to filter. So if I go just by rarity, and I've been farming offense mods lately just as an idea because I want to put them on my Jedi. So if you go into here and you click on your offense, that's going to set it so that it's only offense. You can choose the slots and the primary stats if you want to, but for the most part, unless you're after a specific item, I wouldn't bother with it. Just click there, go confirm, and it's going to bring up all your offense mods. So scrolling down the list, those are all the offense mods that I got, and the ones that I have, and the ones that I've been farming lately. So starting from the top, you can see your fastest mods as they go down. But for Magma Trooper, what we're looking at here is, so we're looking at a triangle. So what triangles have I farmed lately? So I've got a couple there at 1, so only those 3 there, because you don't really want to be bringing up these 1s and 4s and stuff like that. You kind of want to mostly focus on your 5 dots. So these ones are already leveled, so I'm not worrying about them. So the 3 1 dots here are the ones, or the 5 dots with the 1 level, I'm going to worry about. So next we come to tiers. So it's 4.5% crit damage on a grey mod. So grey, green, blue, purple, gold being the tiers. That's the amount of rolls that it's got. So if you look 4, 2, 1, 1. So if we go down to this one here, it's got nothing, but that one's at level 15. So that's got 4 extra rolls, then a maxed out grey one. So for the grey one here, when you start it, you're going to go upgrade, and what it's going to do is it's going to give you your 4 secondary stats now before it rolls anything else. So it's going to get one at 3, 3, 6, 9, and 12. So for the most part, what I do when I'm farming mods, if you go to rank 12, it's only 86k, and then from then it goes up pretty, exponentially to like 248k. So to find the stats on any of the grey ones, you just want to go to rank 12. So then you hit upgrade, and that's given me 4 stats. So every time I slice this, it's going to increase one of those stats by 1. So regardless of what it is, one of those is going to go up. But since it doesn't have speed, I don't really want to use this one, so I'm pretty much going to throw this mod in the bin. So if I get out of there and I go back to the green one, I'm just going to want to go through and see, because this is green, this is 1 tier up. So because it's 1 tier up, I'm only going to have to go to 9 to get my 3 stats, because remember, you get 1 stat per 3 levels. So when I go upgrade, it's only 37k. So upgrade, and that's given me my 3 extra stats. So again, because this does not have speed on it, going in the bin. Next mod, upgrade, we want 9 again, upgrade, speed 3. See, not great. It's a protection triangle. It's not particularly something I would use for the most part. But when it rolls speed on an item, which is for the most part what you want to always have on the majority of your mods, 3 will be the low end. So you got 3, 4, and 5 will be the 3 that it will roll. So 5 being the highest and 3 being the lowest. So if you upgrade something with 3 and you get 4 upgrades on that from slicing it or increasing the level, technically you're going to be 2 less speed than the maximum you could have ever had, because the most it's going to increase on those 4 extra rolls, if for some like really rare chance that it happens, you get all 4 and that goes to a 5, that there will go to 23 because it's plus 5. So you gotta think of it as, in the lower your beginning speed, the lower your end tier speed is going to be. So just for a laugh, we'll go to 12 and have a look. So when I go to 12 as the next tier, because all the slots are filled, because it's green, it took me 3 rolls. When I go to 12, it's going to randomly upgrade one of these. So I'm going to go upgrade, and it upgraded the speed by 4. So while speed 7's okay, it's not the best. So when I upgrade this, it can go blue, purple, gold. So that's 3 extra rolls it's going to have. So that's, you got to kind of weigh that up as well too. That if I spend the mats to upgrade that, so if I go into that one there, which is one I just rolled, and I assign it to him, and I go confirm, I'm going to have to upgrade that to level 15 to even get a chance to slice that mod. So if I go upgrade and I go across to 15, it's going to cost me 162k, which is, it's quite a lot if you're doing this for a lot of mods. I mean, I farm a lot of these mods. So if I upgrade that to 15, it's going to only increase the protection. So it's only going to increase the primary stat from 12 to 15, but it's going to give me the opportunity to slice it. So this is where, you may run into a lot of RNG, which is your randomness when it comes to increasing these things here. So speed 7's already got 1 roll on it. Those are the mats I can use to upgrade it, but there's no guarantee it's going to be speed. So what happens is if I click upgrade to blue, it can randomly update any one of those things there. So I might choose health, and then the speed stays at 2, at 7 there, or 2 ranks. So then it's at blue. So when I go to purple, I may roll it again just to try and get that 7 up, but it may go to protection, in which case you've used a lot of mats for basically 0 gain. So if you're min-maxing your speed and you want the highest speed, sometimes it's best to not really look at many mods unless you can get over, say, the 12 to 15 speed like minimum. When you start getting lower than that, you're spending a lot of money and resources on mods that particularly aren't going to give you the best amount of speed and gain out of the mod. So I'll upgrade this one just in case, to show you what it's going to be like anyway. So we're always going to really hope for speed, because speed is still king regardless of what really anyone else says. Specific toons or characters, whatever you want to call them, still do benefit from other mods, like tanks that you want to go slow, characters like Grandmaster Yoda, who should be running offense, or depending on how high his crit is, maybe even like a crit damage set. But I think for the most part, offense is still more viable than crit damage on him. So we'll just hit slice, and it did protection. So while still okay, It's protection main stat, and it's got a kind of a slight bonus to protection, but that's not really beneficial for many characters. Like, you're not really going to have many tanks that want protection in that triangle as well as bonus protection running an offense set. There's not a lot of tanks that are going to run an offense set, so it's not really that much of a beneficial mod. So while not completely useless, it's pretty much a wasted mod for me. So if we go down here and look at the crosses, see, I've already upgraded a few of these. See, this one here is rolled a 3 speed with 90% protection because I was trying to get a few offense crosses that have, you know, protection or health and such on it. So farming all these level 1 mods here and upgrading them is quite beneficial, because you're not always going to get the best mods, you know, by buying them out of the shop. Sometimes you have to farm them, sometimes you have to, you know, spend energy and actually get these things. So if we look at this purple one up here, see, purple's already got 3 of the stats rolled because it's already been, you know, grey, green and blue. So grey, green, oh yeah, green, blue and purple, sorry, not grey. So the gold stat is the other upgrade is left. So if I upgrade to 3, so that's your base there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So then it's got, because it's purple, it's the 3rd tier. It's got 3 rolls left, so it's got 6, 9, and 12. So speed being 5, that's the highest base roll. So from there, we pretty much want to try and get as much on speed as possible. And since it's a protection cross, it's pretty valuable sort of thing. So I will go to level 12, so that will give me my 3 extra rolls, so 6, 9, and 12. So you want to try and get as much speed as possible. So if we go upgrade, so it upgraded 1, 2, 3. So speed 10 on a protection cross, not bad, but that means I have to upgrade it to gold to get another one of these things upgraded, and I don't really know if it's worth it. Like, it's okay, like if we do it just for, you know, the sake of the video to show you guys what's up, then you go to slice. It gets pretty costly at this level, so 35 out of 87, 56, 15 is quite expensive. Not so much the money side of it, but the actual, you know, the ability mat side of it. So we'll slice it just to see what happens, but no, best case scenario, that 10 there goes to 15. Worst case scenario, we get some tenacity and this becomes like a secondary mod for like one of your people. So if we just go slice, 14. So while okay, it's still a mid-range mod there. So it's still 14 speed though, so it's nothing really to be snared at, but you can see what the top requirements are to get it to tier 6. So when you upgrade that to tier 6, so on some of the mods this will go up quite a lot, but on protection it only goes to like 24%. On health it goes up to like 16%, but the rest of these things here, speed will increase by usually 1, and then the rest will increase by another amount. So if you get to tier 5 and you want to go to tier 6, you just have to remember that when you upgrade to tier 6, that speed is not going to increase by a hell of a lot. To get that base speed up, you actually have to get that base speed from going from grey to gold, or from gold and then leveling to 12 and hoping you get 4 rolls. So don't think that getting it to tier 6 is going to make your mod the best, because it's not, unless you've really got the base stats great to begin with. So again, I'm going to go to 12, so it's going to roll 3, it's going to roll my extra 1, 6, 9, 12, so hopefully, 6, 9, 12. This is offense cross, so not as valuable to me. I need more defensive ones because I want to put some protection on some of my characters, but we'll see. So it didn't roll, so it rolled 3 and 2. So pretty much a useless mod for me. So go down here, protection, upgrade, so we want to go to 12, so it's going to go 3, 6, 9, 12. No protection. No speed, useless mod. 12. No speed, useless mod. Speed 4, so mid-range health, so that's still, to me, it's worth taking a chance on. Tenacity you don't really need at the moment. Speed 5, protection, so that's a good mod. So from there, I'd take that one to 15, slice it and see what I get. So 5, slice, no defense, protection. So wasted mod. Tenacity again, health upgrade 12, speed 4, so I might do that one later. Protection 12, so no speed, so wasted mod. So you can sort of get an idea of, you know, what it's like to farm base mods and how you should be leveling them. So again, see, that was one of the ones I've done earlier as well. It rolled 2 and 2 rather than the 1 there. So you just got to be careful when you're doing your mods, because you don't want to spend a lot of money and resources updating mods that you're not going to gain much benefit from. So going back up to top, you get an idea of what the bonuses are. You can Google it or look around to see what the bonuses are for certain mods. Like the arrow is always a good one, because it does give you like at least 2 extra speed on top. So you go from 30 to 32 and it does increase all 4 of those stats there. So that is a pretty safe bet. Triangles are also pretty good, because they give you the crit chance will go from 12 to 20%, or the crit damage will go from 36 to 42. So for certain characters, you know, it's really, really good. Offense again from like 5 point something percent up to 8.3. So while not a huge jump, it's still, you know, decent enough. And see, health goes up to 16% there. So can make quite a difference on some characters having these tier 6 mods. And a lot of you should actually be looking at getting, if you haven't already got, some of these tier 6 mods up, so that when you are setting your defensive teams and that, you can, you know, be competitive, because a lot of other people will be farming these mods and they will have these here, and you may struggle against these people if you don't have it. So like, see her set there, we'll slice that one there. So it's got 3 rolls in it and 2 rolls in that. So while it's got 1 roll left, it's purple. What are you talking about? Suppose, there we go, purple to gold. So 3, 13. So if we slice this once, I can only do it once as it takes a lot of mats, but if it rolls, that can go up to potentially 19. So 5 plus 3, 18. Well, 19 when you go to tier 6. So hey, plus 6 speed. That's actually, haven't seen that before, to be honest. Rolling 6 speed on a non tier 6 sort of thing is pretty rare, I'd assume. Like 5 is usually the max that I've seen, but 19 speed, look at that, that's pretty good just from, you know, a couple resources. But again, to get it to tier 6, you're looking at a lot of stuff there. So hopefully that's given you kind of an idea on what you should be looking at for farming your mods. So basically, don't just farm the materials, farm the mods. Go into there, farm your offense, just sim and, you know, buy some energy, get as many as you can. Same with crit chance, crit damage. You know, don't just stack your guys full of health mods, like, because a lot of yous have very, very just stacked characters of health and like defense and stuff, like ones that you get from events, and you haven't put much effort into actually farming the mods that you need basically to succeed in arena and the territory wars and stuff like that. It's not so much, I think, territory battles. I mean, it's all beneficial, but you kind of go from, you know, like I'm ranked 26, but I get down to about anywhere between 11 to 1st. So when the ranks and all Revens came out, they kind of took all the top spots and basically said, get lost to everybody else. So I mean, this guy's got a crazy Jedi team, so he's almost impossible to beat now. But yeah, hopefully that gives you some idea. So when it comes to teams, you know, good defensive teams, there's a lot of stuff, resources online to tell you what you should be running and what putting on defense. Like bounty hunters are a very, very good defensive team. So you go like Boskly, Dodinga, Boba, Greedo, and pretty much anybody. So you can chuck in Embo, Django, IG-88 if you want to, but bounty hunters make a pretty good defensive team. Scoundrels, so like if you go Scoundrel, Kira Lead, so you've got Kira Lead, Vandor, Chewbacca, L3, Nest, normal Chewbacca, Zalbar, all that sort of stuff. You can make quite a few good little teams out of Scoundrels as well. And then you've got your Your rebels make good defensive teams. So rebels, you usually go like a CLS lead, R2. You can go Chase. You chuck Chase in there, and you can either use like Raidhan or Princess Leia, or Wedge and Biggs are very common amongst a lot of people. So you go Wedge Biggs, and then you can go either Chase and Commander Luke, or Wedge Biggs, R2 Old Ben and Commander Luke. You just got to remember that when you're going to be setting your teams for this grand arena, you have to have offensive teams as well. So it's all good chucking, your good defensive teams on there, thinking, it's going to get me some wins. Yes, while they will get you some wins, you're going to need these offensive banners here to win as well. So you're setting your defenses and you're going to get 90 banners. So both of you set the same defense, you're just going to have the same amount of tickets. So whoever wins is going to, or whoever wins on the offense is going to win it. You can chuck all your best teams on defense and have no offense, and then potentially just either draw or lose every single one of those things, which is not good. So you got to pick and choose what teams you want to put on defense. Like, some people have a lot of trouble with Talzin on defense, and Jedi, Bastardly Jedi are very, very hard on defense. First Order is very, very rough on defense. See, I don't like using Night Sisters on defense because you can pretty easily pick them off with a Palpatine lead, like Nightmare Squad or something like that, and pretty much everyone at this level of the game has a Palpatine squad. So chucking Night Sisters on defense with a Palpatine squad lead is not a good idea unless you like run Nest or something as your 5th, because with Nest she can go first usually and daze everyone so that they don't get all the bonuses from interacting with each other. So they don't get the extra turn meter, they don't get the assists and all that sort of stuff. So if you're going to throw your Night Sisters on defense, be aware that a lot of people will have the counter stat. Sometimes they're best to leave on offense so that you can take out other persistent teams, such as like your Bastardly Jedi and such like that you can't usually beat unless you have a decent team. Because if you come up in this territory battle or territory war or the grand arena versus someone with a really strong defensive Bastard team, most of them won't actually have like a lot of AoE in the team. So having the zombie there constantly respawning usually is a fairly easy walkthrough over most Bastard teams. So sometimes, and pretty much everyone's going to use their Bastard team for defense. So sometimes saving your Night Sisters is going to be a better idea than actually using them as a defensive team there, unless you have a good amount of offensive teams left. So really, apart from that, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what you should be running as your team. So basically that's about it really. If you have any questions, you just flick it through to the Discord as usual, but hopefully it gave you a little bit more idea of what you should be looking at for the mod challenges. Like I said, don't be afraid to go and just farm as many of these as can and just work on them from there. Don't be afraid to use the filter either. The filter is a very, very useful tool. Sort it by speed, so you get your characters, sort it by speed, choose a slot you want, and then just work your way. And if you're after the fastest character, you just start from the top and work your way down. So it gives you your fastest or your best in slot for everything on the way down. So you go through and just pick and choose what you want. That's fairly easy. And moving forward as a guild, you're going to be wanting to, use a lot of these decent mods you're going to be farming for the heroic Sith raid. If you're not interested in doing the Sith raid, then the game kind of stalls here for you, because that's the next level of the game. So without the Sith raid, you can't get your G12 plus pieces, and without the G12 plus pieces, you're probably not going to get the Gear 13 piece, which is the last G12 piece in order to get Gear 13, which is this fella right there. So that will most likely be coming in the near future, and I'd assume it's probably going to have something to do with maybe a new event or something, but you're still going to need the Gear 12 plus pieces to get that. So yeah, well, thanks for listening. Obviously, if you guys take my advice, good on you. If you don't, and you don't like the sound of it, you can feel free to think whatever you want, but yeah, just try farm some mods. To me, mods are about 70%, I'd say, somewhere around 70-80% of a character. Like, the actual character itself matters, the amount of stars matter, obviously, Zetas matter, but mods are pretty much, as another half of a character. A character with a crap mod set is, yeah, gonna get stomped by another character of the same type with a decent mod set. So yeah, anyway, thanks for listening, watching. Any questions, just shoot them through on Discord. Cheers.